Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 371 of the Nope Coach podcast. I'm your host, Suzanne Culberg. For those watching on YouTube, a quick update about my face. You can see I've got the bandage off. If you're new to this show, in the previous episode, I spoke about a skin cancer experience I've had. And yeah, it's looking great. I can't believe how well, like one little stitch and it's all good. You can barely even see it. And it was funny, I was chatting to someone this morning and they're like, why don't you cover it up? Like put something on top of it. And I was like, because I shouldn't have to. Like, how many people profit from people's insecurities about, like, if you love wearing cover up or, whatever, you do you. That's something that I live by. But I'm not going to change my appearance or the way that I speak or the things that I do to make other people more comfortable. Like, my whole business is about being unapologetically you. And I don't like anything on top of my skin. My skin gets irritated very, very easily, which is why I took the bandage off the second I was allowed to. And, if it makes you uncomfortable, then don't listen to my show. It's all good. There's the pause stop button right there. Anyway, thank you for everybody who messaged and wished me well. The recovery is going really well. And yeah, they've done an incredible job about nicking it off. And hopefully by the time I do another video or a video after that, it'll be all but gone. So for today's topic, I'm trying something new. And I was like, why not record a podcast about it? Because, this is what I do. So I have a YouTube channel. If you are listening to the audio and you haven't subscribed yet, if you just Google Suzanne Culberg YouTube or check the show notes, there will be a link. And I've started for the last few weeks doing a YouTube live. It tends to be on Monday mornings. If you go to my channel and go to the live tab, if there's one scheduled, like an upcoming one, you can just click notify me. It will convert it to your time zone, provided the time zone on your computer is correct. Someone said to me the other day, I'm here at 5 p.m. and you're not here yet. And I'm like, it's not for another 3 hours. And their computer wasn't set for the time zone that they were in. So I found that really, really amusing. So check, I guess that's one way to find out if your computer is set for where you actually are. Anyway, I digress. So the YouTube lives are happening, tend to be once a week, Monday morning, Sydney, Australia time. So if you are in the US or Canada, that is Sunday evening. If you are in the UK or South Africa, it is like 2 a.m. I apologize. But if enough of you get together, send me a message and go, we would love a UK friendly YouTube live time, hit me up. If there's an audience for it, I will totally do it. But today, what I want to discuss is recorded coaching sessions. I am a coach, the Nope Coach, hence the name of the show, and I'm very passionate about coaching. Now, I am the first to admit there's nothing perfect about the coaching industry. It's unregulated, which means that sometimes there is the wild, wild west out there. There are some of us who have done trainings, and there's some of us who aren't, and there's not a he said, she said, they, them are better. There's nothing like that. But basically anyone could call themselves a coach. My son, Casimir, who's 8, will often say something profound followed by, and I'm your life coach now. So what I thought I would do for, shits and gigs, because this is how I roll, is record some coaching sessions and put them up on YouTube so you guys can experience what my type of coaching is like. Now, before you panic, these sessions, it is very clearly articulated ahead of the session that this is being recorded to go on YouTube. These people aren't paying me. I'm not profiteering off my clients or anything skeezy like that. I have an application form, which will be in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube, or audio if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or whatever, if you want to apply. And it is very clear in the application form that the session is free. In exchange, it will be recorded and publicly used on my YouTube and perhaps other platforms. So coaching it's very unique because we're all unique. Like, even if you are a specialized coach, like my niche, so to speak, it's funny. I know some people say niche, and I was reading something the other day and the person was like, it's niche. It rhymes with quiche. That just cracked me up because it's like tomato, tomato, potato, potato. It depends on where you live. But anywho, all this to say, my particular niche is boundaries, people pleasers, how to say no, self first without being selfish, communication, speaking up for yourself. That being said, general life coaching, if you don't fit one of those categories, you could still apply to be coached as long as you're happy for me to record it and put it on YouTube. Yeah, let's go. The reason I'm having the application process is, well, I don't know how many I'm going to get. This could be like, goes gangbusters, and I just don't have the facility or capacity to record them all. And also, there's always people who book and don't turn up, or who, kind of muck you around. So by having the application, I can kind of weed out some of the tire kickers, so to speak. The form has a few questions you'll see if you click on the link, like the first one being like, what do you want to be coached about? If you change your mind between when you fill in the form and then what happens on the day, see, this is the thing about coaching. I have experienced coaching. I have a coach. I've had a coach personally since, I'm trying to work out, it was either 2015 or Xanthi was 2014. It's longer. I've had a coach since 2014. And sometimes I'll be like sending them a message ahead of my session going, this is what I want to focus on. And then on the day when we hit start of the session, something more prior, more pressing, more recent has come up. And it's like, actually, I want to focus on this. So, don't think that that is set in stone, and don't like agonize over what it is. It's just kind of honestly, a pre-qualifying question to make sure that you're not a bot or a scammer or someone who's going to get on the call and then try and sell me your own stuff. Now, you might be listening to this going, wait, what? This has happened to me before. People have come on to one of my intro sessions, not interested in working with me, but turned it into a total bait and switch and tried to sell me their shit. Like, that's a no from me, 100%. So what will happen, you fill in the form. If I look over it and go, oh, yeah, this is going to be epic, I'll send you a link to book. We will jump on Zoom. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with how to use Zoom now. If not, send me an email. I'll talk you through it. I ask that you be in a quiet place where you're unlikely to be interrupted. Now, for the parents out there, I know we can never guarantee that. Sometimes we have kids homesick, or sometimes really important things to them come in, like the iPad doesn't work, or I want to watch Peppa Pig, or my sister's drinking out of my cup. Like, I get that. So I'm not going to be like militant about it. But what I mean is, don't book the session if you're driving and going to go through McDonald's drive-through, or if you're at your kid's soccer game and going to pause the session to go little Johnny. I kid you not. That has happened to me before too. This, coaching, it's a container. It's about transformation. And if you don't have your full focus in the session, if you're like at the soccer game or driving the car, or once I had somebody join me from an aeroplane, and then when they went through a bit of turbulence and they lost the Wi-Fi, then there was no signal. And I was like, we can't dig deep if you're distracted. So I asked that you be in a quiet place where you're unlikely to be interrupted. Once I said, sometimes stuff happens and I get that, but not driving the car through drive-through, not on an airplane, not at your kid's soccer game. We will record for up to an hour. And I guess it's funny, you might be listening to this going, I don't even know. Shortly, there'll be a few examples because I already have a couple of people booked in. So you can watch some sessions and see. But coaching, first thing I want to say is, it is not therapy. Now, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of the difference between coaching and therapy, that's not what I'm going to get into today. Top line, from my point of view, coaching is about taking you from where you are to where you say you want to go. It's kind of like, this is where I am, this is the goals. And then in coaching, we look at what's getting in the way and we break down the steps, and then we have, action and accountability and all this sort of stuff. There is other things and people who talk about trauma-informed coaching, or like past life regression coaching, or I don't know. That's not what this is. So, and I don't even want to open the can of worms of that, because that's like a really long discussion. And I'm not wanting to feel like I'm poo-pooing or dismissive of other people's work or what they're doing. But for the purpose of this, the coaching that I do, it's kind of like, here's where I am, here's where I'm stuck, here's where I want to go. Together, let's craft a pathway and see if we can clear out some of the obstacles. Because sometimes having an outsider's point of view is incredible because we feel like we're stuck in the weeds and we can't see the forest for the trees. And someone's like, well, what about this? And that external suggestion helps clear the path. So if this is something that you're like curious about or you're interested in, the link to book in will basically an application form will be below. Asks you obvious questions like your name and your email so I can get in contact with you, what you would like, coaching on. As I said, that's open to change. A few questions about, yes, I agree to be in a quiet place, not distracted. Yes, I agree to be recorded because I don't want to like record all these sessions and people go, what? No, you can't put that on YouTube. It's like, and also I do want to say, I do one-to-one coaching. So if you're interested in it, but you're not interested in the YouTube side and you want to chat about working with me, you can totally, I actually might put an application for that as well. Because yeah, if you want to do it on your own time where it doesn't go public, where it's not recorded, totally. But that's called you engaging me as a coach and paying me. What this is in exchange for the session for free, it'll be recorded. I'll put it on YouTube so that people who are unfamiliar with coaching can get kind of an idea of what it's about. People who are perhaps thinking about working with me can be like, oh, I want to see the style of coaching she does. Or perhaps people just want to watch coaching on YouTube. Very recently, I have been introduced to a whole world of things people watch on YouTube. My the gardener who takes care of my lawn, he has a YouTube channel. People watch him like doing lawns and landscaping. So I was telling me the other day, someone was like, I love to watch pet grooming videos. Apparently one of the most popular YouTube stations ever is a lady who eats dumplings. So perhaps, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'm going to create a niche market of people who want to watch coaching. And the thing is, there's so much value from watching other people be coached because sometimes even if your circumstances are different, the thread underneath, like the thing that's underlying it is like, oh, and sometimes we're so attached to our own story that we can't see it. But when we watch someone else get coached, we can see something that we couldn't see when we're too close to it. So, it's not, if you watch it and go, oh, I want to have Coach with Suze and book in, yay, that's a total win. But if you just like to watch coaching sessions because you find them valuable, that's a win too. Like this is hopefully a triple win, a win for me, getting my word out there about what I do, a win for the people who get coached because you get unstuck and it's for free, and a win for everyone else who's watching it because if you take a gem or a takeaway or a nugget away from this, then that's totally worth it. So application form, as I said, is in the description. And watch this space. I think I have 2. There might be 3. I'd have to check, but I have some people booked in already. I'm planning to drop the videos about once a week or so. And I would love to know what you think. You can send me through an email, info@suzanneculberg.com. Thoughts, ideas, suggestions. I'm always looking for, something new, something innovative. There's always at least one word each episode that I can't say. And I'm just too lazy or efficient to edit. So you just got to, deal with the mumbles I have with my native tongue. So thank you so much for joining. I hope to see your application come in and get to coach you. Otherwise, I'll hear you on the next episode. Bye for now.